What?
Are you editing this?
Yes. Because it's recording right now. So whenever you're ready, let's go ahead.
Well, I'm ready. Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Great day today. Beautiful.
Day.
We're out here in the cold and trying to talk about placemaking. Yes,
that is correct. This is our first go out in the public doing this. So we're really trying to work this out. So look forward to more of these in the future of us out in the street, right?
In the street. I think walking the streets is a great idea.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It tells you what's out here, and I think you learn so much about your environment. Don't you?
Yes,
walking
I
the streets?
I do. Sorry, I'm trying to get my microphone straightened out here. So we're here today to talk about placemaking and what that is and how that works. So,
right. You did a video, a TED Talks on placemaking.
Yes,
so you know much more about it than most people.
Wow, that's why. Thank you, Suzanne. It's one of those things. I have my notes here just to make sure that we stay on track. And
that's hard for us.
Yeah. But placemaking, we're really looking at how do we. With placemaking, we're really looking at how do we bring folks together? How do we promote a sense of comfort for people? And that means making it visually pleasing, a sense of belonging so that everyone kind of feels they're connected to the place and location, and the feeling of some freedom too, where it doesn't feel as if everything's governed or you're being watched all the time. It belongs to you. It's almost an extension of your own living room. That's what a placemaking feels like, and it should really nurture a sense of community and a sense of pride, and building community organizations and helping to organize community groups and peoples in that neighborhood. It should help to promote the health and activity. Greater security is always a great thing about placemaking when you're thinking about
safety. How do you go? How do you feel walking down your street?
That's exactly it.
I'm enjoying that or not? Am I scared? And most of the time, I think I'm really feeling good a lot more all the time. Don't you?
Yeah. I think this city in particular is realizing the value of placemaking. It's actually in the comprehensive plan. We're really looking at also how do you promote health, physical activity, getting people moving around, and security, feeling safe.
Right.
Accessibility. We really have to think about accessibility. How are people getting access to this? That means looking at, is it walkable? Is it connected to public transit? And what are the greater uses that can be done there?
Right. And once you get there, can you move around in it
can you move around in this place that's created? Helping to stimulate and build a local economy is a great thing. That could be small-scale entrepreneurship,
I
stable
really
jobs.
want to talk about that because I really think that's the exciting part of this.
That's going to be
and
great.
It's really what I read somewhere, something like recognizing the talent that you have. So in nurturing local talent, that means businesses, that means residents, this means artists, that means all the people who are involved in it. And it's the space that you're trying to work with and how it integrates into the other places and how you connect everybody so they feel like, hey, I can really do this,
That's what. It's that sort of almost family gathering, which is one of the key components of placemaking is the social interactions. That's really bringing in diverse folks. Let's really look at women, children, elderly, and it gives the individuals there a sense of belonging and the ability to think creatively in this space.
And we have our own placemaking. Even when the three of us get together and we talk about this, we realized we had a person with us who needed some help on his business plan. And we said, well, we can help with that. We can talk about what are your focuses and then find out other things that he needs and connect him with those people and develop his network where maybe he hadn't had access to networking before. I mean, I know when I started out, I go, oh God, I got to go talk to people. And I think the placemaking helps you do that.
Yes, it does. Yes,
it brings us together. Like we've been come together.
We came together. Now we stand here on the opposite side of the interloop fill, and as you can see behind us, we're looking at the stretch of 21 acres of land that's soon to be filled.
That's a big placemaking. It's what you would call, I think the new term now, with large spaces, it's transformative placemaking, where they're really going to transform this. Let's dig this big moat, as you call it, that's come between two neighborhoods, transform it into a place where the neighborhoods can come together.
I like that.
And and make sure that everyone is really having access to it, and that it's not someone in the government somewhere deciding what's going to be there, but we want to make sure that the residents and the businesses already here on either sides of the neighborhood have a lot to say about
transformative placemaking.
Yeah. How about that?
Tell me some more about that.
Well, It says it wants to nurture
I hope you can hear
local
we got
talent.
a big truck behind us.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
There, he's pretty trying to transform our place here. Create mixed-use physical spaces, which you talked about. Mixed-use meaning for business, for play, for walking, for sitting, for concerts, for quiet time, for people to live in, and come together. We want to also promote promoting social interaction. I think you got there when you were talking about everybody has to be included. I mean, I could be a lonely old lady in my apartment, and I need a place to go.
True,
So if I can go outside and sit and talk to people, that really makes a difference on how I can be integrated with my whole neighborhood.
That's true.
And I think that's exciting.
Yeah. That's good. That's good to get out where you can actually just have a place where you can people watch and feel safe and carry a small conversation and find out who your neighbors are, your neighborhood and your surrounding area. I think that's valuable.
Well, you said one time it's like having eyes on the street. Can you tell me about that a little bit more?
When we're looking at place, the more people we can actually, bodies and persons we can have in that location, it adds to the level of security. In most cases, people will say, well, we can't, we need well-lit areas. I understand the physicalness of that, but there's a certain sense of tribe when you have more eyes on the street. So if you know that there are 6 people sitting over there, there's a family over here, there's 4 or 5 people playing a game in this area, you feel safe in that area. So it's really about having those eyes on the street, and everyone tends to look out for one another, which is a really valuable thing to build connections, and safety is key when you create a space, because otherwise you can have this space where no one's at. But if we look at some of our parks around, most people are not going there because there's no one there.
That's right. If they have, we have to think then about programming and investing in programming to get people to come out to those places. So that's one of the things we have to think about in this huge space that's being developed. 21 acres.
That's a lot. That's a lot of space.
Well, placemaking, I think I was introduced to the placemaking by my daughter.
Okay.
And we were in New York. And she said, look at those chairs over there. Chairs had just been thrown out, not thrown out, but they were there. And so she said, and they had cut off the traffic to that area. And she said, Mom, isn't this cool? I said, what do you mean? There are a bunch of chairs there. She said, but look what people are doing. They're sitting there now. Oh, yeah, everybody's creating a time to get together, and they're talking to each other, and they kept moving the chairs around. So they weren't there permanently, and people were just saying, oh, this is really cool. You can go, if I want to talk to you, I take my chair over there and talk, and people didn't steal the chairs. I was amazed.
Yeah, I've actually been there in New York and sat on those streets. I can't remember what street it is right now, and that all started by tactical urbanism, and that's really when you take they literally threw chairs into the street. People had to stop. They're like, hey, that's a good idea. Maybe we should close this street off and have people sit in it. And it's really a way that you can get things engaged. It's ways to put out creative seating. You can take things like milk crates and stack those up, and now you have seating areas. They're real low-hanging fruit things that you can do to see. You can really test how the place will actually perform before you build it. And so that's a great way of doing things is through tactical urbanism, or this fun placemaking.
Right, I like that. I like that. Now, you as an artist have a lot more ideas than me as the practical, okay, I'll help you do this and get it done. I'll do the nuts and bolts behind it. But what you said one time to me is that we're going to go to the bridge.
Yes.
And we're going to, let's just paint it.
Yeah.
I said, that sounds like fun, And then what can we do there? But do you ever get no's and say people don't, no, that's not good to do that, the paint has to be maintained or whatever.
Of course that happens.
So, but what comes out of it that's so important?
Yes.
Is the getting people together.
That's it.
And work it together.
Yes.
And then that's just the beginning. It's a symbol.
Yes.
I think sometimes we fight symptoms instead of the real cause. So when you put people together, then people start talking about what's the real cause? What can we do more of this together?
I like that.
And then not just talk about, oh, there's blight there. Wow.
yeah. Building this sense of place. Any few other words you want to say, Suzanne? Because I'm getting a little chilly.
Me too. I'm sorry.
I think our viewers can understand that too.
That's right. No, I'm just excited that that's a possibility of transformative placemaking, and that
Transformative
you,
placemaking.
as a person who's been talking about placemaking since I think you were 12, finally will get something really exciting
That'll
done.
be fun. So
Yeah.
transformative placemaking is really looking at a large area like this 21 acres here of this ditch, and really designing something that complements the culturally rich community that surrounds it on every
Right.
side.
And neighbors will help define that.
Yes, that's the
key to placemaking. And transformative.
People-led.
Yeah, and bringing business. How can I help bring a business? And that's exciting because that's how you earn money.
Yeah, you got it.
That's how we create wealth. It's
That's
great.
how things happen. There's
That's
a
right.
win-win.
That's
So we
right.
thank you. This
Thank
has
you.
been another episode of Hinge 101 where we talked about placemaking. All right?
Thank you.
All right, cool. Bye.
Cheers.